Semen retention will take you to the next level of man. You will be the next level, the ultimate version that you always had in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Whether he's the Chad, whether he's a super strong guy, you will be taken to the next level on retention. I don't care if you're a lame, you're a weirdo, you're a nerd, you're fat, you're ugly, you're skinny, whatever the fuck you are. Semen retention will take every man to the next level, right? So check this out, man. I got the book, the Think and Grow Rich book, Napoleon Hill, and I was just studying it again, right? So just check this out. The emotion of sex is an irresistible force against which there can be no opposition as an immovable body. When driven by this emotion, men become gifted with a superpower, listen to his words, superpower for action. Understand this truth, and you will catch the significance of the statement that sex transmutation will lift one to the status of a genius. Okay, so this is something that, as a man, no matter what your calling is, whether you want to be an athlete, whether you want to be the best video editor, whether you want to be the best YouTuber, whatever your calling, whatever you do, semen retention will take you to that next level. Let me explain, right? So when I'm on retention, especially when I'm on retention, and you know what I'm saying, I go through phases sometimes. I'm not going to even sit here like I'm the best, like, retention dude or whatever. Nah, bro. I go through, have casual sex, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I end up busting, and sometimes I know how to transmute my sexual energy up the spine. But every now and then when I do bust, you know what I'm saying, I think about the times of how semen retention is really made for you to really be the next level of yourself. Like, if you actually want to be great in whatever you do, if you really are serious about basketball, soccer, or like, you know what I'm saying, boxing, you know what I'm saying, any type of sport, whatever you're doing, if you're serious about it, retention is a must. I'm telling you this, right? So I have so many stories from this example that I understand, I really do. And I just want to share them with you, right? So I take it from the position of when I bust a nut or I bust two nuts with a shorty, right? Because porn been out the way. But when I bust and have casual sex, man, I don't have that burning desire to go and make videos. And you know what I'm saying? I still sit here and try to make ideas and shit like that. But I notice there's a complete difference. That when I'm on retention and I go for weeks, months, because I don't count my days. But when I'm locked in and I'm in retention for a month, 2 months, you know what I'm saying, 3 months even. I'm going to tell you this right now. You think about certain times about when you were not retained. And you're just like, whoa. Like, there's a complete level change that I need to emphasize for you, right? And especially with whatever you do, whether it's sports or like, you know what I'm saying, being an athlete, because I have a lot of examples of being an athlete where all I did from a kid was play soccer my whole life. Where as a kid, all I did was play ball. I'm nice at ball, so it just shit dropped off. And I used to be mad nice at soccer. And especially when I went into boxing, I noticed a big significant difference from when I was training, when I was busting nuts with a shorty all the time, compared to when I was locked in, busting no nuts, staying on retention, locked in, right? So I have this one story. Let me explain to you. So I started boxing when I was like 16 years old back home, right? So I moved 3 hours away, basically, right? So long story short, I was training over there for like 6 months, right? At the old gym when I was 16, right? And I ended up stopped going because I was like, you know what I'm saying, when you're a kid, you're like unfolding like things that you love to do. But I love to train, but you know what I'm saying, anything I love to do is like with training. Like, that's what I do. But I was really hooping at the time. So I was like, all right, I'm going to sacrifice boxing because I really fucking hoop. Like, I does this. But I love sparring. I love to, you know what I'm saying, hit the mitts and hit the bags. Like, that's what I do even with the homies on, like, you know what I'm saying, when I go back up home. You know what I'm saying? I got my one friend that I stay with, man. Me and him put in work even when I'm not even training to be like a boxer. I still put in work with him because that's just what we do. We hit the gym a couple hours after too, but like we really get it in with the sparring and shit, right? So long story short, fast forward, I'm 18 and I move to the place I am here now, right? So I'm 18, about to be 19, right? And I go to the park one day and I'm reading my books. You know what I'm saying? I was actually reading the 48 Laws of Power. I remember this exactly. And there's a gym across the way, like a boxing gym. And all I see is just people putting in work. So I'm like, yeah, I got to go see what's going on. Because at this point, I moved to a new area. Don't nobody know me. I don't know nobody. The only place you'll see my face was the gym, Planet Fitness, or I was working at Walmart at that time. That's the only time you're going to see me. Or if I was at the Bay, you know what I'm saying, where I normally be at. You know, I was heavy on self-improvement since I was alone. I was just journaling. I was reading. I was just meditating at the Bay a lot, you know what I'm saying? So if I wasn't at work or the gym or at the bay, you weren't going to see my face, right? So over time, I started making friends and everything like that. But I started to go to boxing by myself. And I always did everything by myself. I just, that's just what it was. So I see the gym and I go into the boxing gym and I talk to the coach and everything like that. And, he's putting me on. He's like, this is a free, gym to get people like, off the streets, to get kids off the streets and everything like that. And at that point, I'm like, I just turned 19. So he was like, yeah, bro, you could come and train for free. It doesn't matter. He was like, as long as you promise me that you train 5 days out the week, you can come here, right? Now, check this, right? Me, like, once I signed, like, like a waiver in my mind, like, yeah, I will be there. Yeah, trust me, I'm going to be there. But at this time, like, I'm heavy on bodybuilding and I'm heavy, like, of, like, hitting the gym and shit, like, going through bulks and shit like that. But then I had to cut because boxing, just inevitably you start to cut weight because you running all around, you training. Let me show you like the power of retention, right? So I ain't have no holes in my phone. I moved to a whole new place. I ain't have no holes in my phone. I'm lonely than a motherfucker. This is like one point of life where I was lonely, but I was just getting out of a depression state because I was like on some bitch shit back then, because some shit really did happen. But like, yo, I was moving like a bitch. So I just started journaling and it really uplifted me to really love myself. And after that, and meditating and reading and getting all the information I need, I start to go to where I wanted to go. And I let my body flow freely. So I end up just boxing over here for about 2 to 3 months at the spot. And, so check this out. At this point, I wasn't working. But what I would do is I would wake up, train boxing outside. Like, because I was living with my auntie and my uncle at the time. And they had like this little blue boxing thing. And I would just go outside, hit just to get more, like, more training in, right? I need you to understand this right here, right now. Look, so if I train an hour, from the day, like the morning I woke up, I used to always go for a walk and then like go train. I would train or I would go run or do something because I'm kind of slowly aligning my life to being a boxer. But I don't want to be a boxer. I just want to go and fuck shit up. Like, I remember walking to this gym. I'm like, yo, I want to take this motherfucker over. I'm going to keep it a beam. Like, that's how I was feeling. Like, I had this urge. I had this aggression. I wanted to just fuck shit up. Just listen. So, I'm training, right? But I don't give up on no gym shit because I love the gym. So it's like, okay, if I do this training in the morning, then I got to go hit the gym too. Like, you like really like got to hit the gym. Like, but it's not no pussy ass like gym sessions that I do. Like, I'm always training to failure and shit. So I'm doing bench press, just regular shit, right? So on top of that training in the morning, I will go and train at the gym, take some pre-workout, right? Shit like that, before boxing started. So if boxing started at around 6 o'clock at this time, I would train probably like around 2 to 4, come back home, have a little snack, and then like, a banana or some shit, and then go train boxing. But then on top of that, right, so if I'm training for like bodybuilding or weightlifting for like an hour 30, on top of me training in the morning, just, going for a run or just shadow boxing outside, getting a sweat on, then I go to boxing for another 2 hours, right? And when I'm going through boxing, they would have you do some crazy workouts. Like, I'm talking about, you hit the gym, you have this sort of confidence of like, yeah, I hit the gym, so I could do like mad shit up in here. I go to this boxing gym, bro, they're breaking me down. Like, I'm talking about breaking me down. It's more so of like cardio work where you're doing mad box jumps, doing mad burpees, doing mad push-ups, going out to run, doing suicide, shit like that, bro. I'm telling you, like, shit, like, you're like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I'm challenged by this shit, And I have that gust in me still of like, yo, I hit the gym before this, and I'm doing more workouts on top of that. For Tuesdays or Thursdays, they'll make you work out, right? Do that shit. And on top of that, then you got to go do mitts, and then you got to do, hit the bag, shadow boxing, shit like that. So I've realized this shit, right? I'm in beast mode. Like, I'm talking about, I'm in beast mode. Like, the mindset, I don't give a fuck about no bitch, none. I don't care about nothing. The way I'm moving, I'm like, yo, this shit fire. Like, I'm feeling so good about myself. I'm sparring every Wednesday, shit like that. But eventually I had to go get some money, so I had to end up stop boxing so I could really get me some money. Because my goal wasn't to be a boxer, but I just wanted to, like, my body went to go seek out challenges. And right here, I found the challenges. Like, I'm fighting every week. I'm training day in and day out. I'm training at the gym before, then training again at the boxing gym. Like, there's no cap in my rap. And then this one thing happened, right? So I meet this shorty, right? I'm at the boardwalk, and I remember I was telling y'all, like, yo, Like, I wasn't, like, I was alone around this time. I ain't had nobody, you know what I'm saying? I was just always by myself reading, you know what I'm saying? Always hitting the gym by myself. I ain't meet a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. I was like, yo, how do I get some bitches out here? I'm like, okay, what's the most littest spot? Because back home, we got like the malls, you know what I'm saying? At the gym over there at the, you know what I'm saying? At the LA Fitness, it was mad bitches. So I was going up to mad women and shit like that at that gym. But Planet Fitness over here is still, to this day, it's like, you ain't seeing nothing too crazy. But if you go to LA, if you know, you gonna see some shit at LA Fitness, right? So check it. I'm like, all right, how do I get some bitches or make some friends or anything like this? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, but more times than not, I'll keep it a beam. Like, I wanted some hoes in my phone. Like, it was a long time. I'm like, okay, I'm in the new scenery. Let's make some shit happen, right? So I go to the boardwalk, right? Because that's the most littest spot out here is the boardwalk. And I'm like 19 at this time. I just turned 21, so I could finally hit the clubs and shit like that. But I don't even care for that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at the boardwalk. You know what I'm saying? I was going there like, not every weekend, but I was going there like damn near every weekend just to like, you know what I'm saying? Just to vibe out by myself, go for like a walk, you know what I'm saying? See people and shit like that. Because when you're just working or I wasn't even working at this time. When you're just hitting in the gym, you're just meditating, reading all the time. It's cool, but you wanted to like go talk to people, have friends and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? After a long time, like 30 days, let's say I was on retention for like 30 days, right? I'm like, okay, bro, I'm on some bitches. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. So I'm at the boardwalk and I'm just like, I'm hunting. Like, I'm telling you, when I'm hunting, like, all I see is these hoes are my prey. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. And if you were a real one, you would probably know about this shit. But, like, yeah, bro, I was just outside. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Not outside for hours. I was just there for like an hour 30, you know what I'm saying? Or an hour 30, just having fun by myself and just meeting people, getting mad women's numbers. Like, I'm talking about mad numbers. Right? And there was this one specific shorty that I really fucked with. You know what I'm saying? So I valued her over all the others. So, you know what I'm saying? Over time, I just kicked those hoes to the side and I fucked with this one. And basically, bro, what really started to happen was it was a routine that, like, you know what I'm saying? If I train Monday through Friday, I'm dedicated to boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really was at this point. Like, I had the drive. Every time I was at boxing, it just felt so much fun. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it was. Even training before the gym, I just felt like, yo, I'm really doing some shit don't nobody really be doing. You feel what I'm saying? So I had these goals within the gym and kind of boxing. Not to be like even pro or amateur. I just like to spar, just to challenge myself to, you know what I'm saying? It was just fun for me, right? So then I meet this shorty, right? And this is a specific turning point where I realized, like, yo, I get it. Like, I understand it because I was learning about retention back then. But I was like, okay, I really fucking get it. Like, I really understand this shit, right? So I meet this shorty. She cool, you know what I'm saying? She was cool for a little minute. She wasn't going to be my girlfriend, but she was there, you know what I'm saying? I needed some shit to be there. So let's say if I train Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sundays I was dedicating time to go chill with her because I wasn't texting, bro. I don't do no texting. Like, I don't do that because when I'm focused, I'll be focused. Like, I don't do none of that texting shit. So it's like Saturday and Sunday. That was when I got to spend time with shorty or whatever. And I would always be at her house. We wasn't doing nothing else but just going to her crib. And you know what's happening when I'm going to her crib, right? So I ended up going to her crib for a minute, doing, like, bro, I'm talking about like just nighttime shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was the time, you know what I'm saying? So, like, let's say 9, 10, 11, you know what I'm saying? Normally, though, I'd be in bed by like 10 or 11. But now I'm going to spend time with her, putting in rounds, like 2, 3 rounds, busting 2 to 3 rounds a night. And at this point, I didn't know about nutting up the spine and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be for the Patreon, though. That's some shit that, you know what I'm saying? That's some different shit that don't nobody know about, but, you know what I'm saying? At this time, I didn't know how to do that. So I was just busting nuts 2 to 3 times a night, just regular shit. Like, that's just what it was. So then, you know what I'm saying? I realized this shit, like, Saturday and Sunday, let's say I busted, between these 2 days, let's say I busted 4 to 5 nuts, all right? Let's just say that. I would go to boxing and I wouldn't have that same urge to go fight or go train. I've realized this shit. It took the man, like the real next level. St. Patrick was here, it brought him right back down. Just from those nuts, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe if I bust one nut or whatever, you know what I'm saying, it's going to bring me totally back down to that mindset or some shit. But 4 or 5 nuts, 6 nuts, bro, within 2 days span, you will understand what I'm talking about. Because I realized this, I pinpointed. So when I'm training, I don't have that urge. You know what I'm saying? I was still hitting the gym beforehand because that's just what I do. But I didn't want to even go hit boxing as much. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that urge, like killer urge to fight. I didn't have the urge to train as much. I started to see a couple people that wasn't fucking with me in a way start to outperform me in like some training. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, I've realized this even from when I was a kid, right? Because, you know what I'm saying, when I was a young bull, right? Like, we're going to go a time lapse to when I was like, let's say I was 14 years old, right? I'm a horny little motherfucker in like the 8th grade. But like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, around that area, around that age range, that was like what? I'm 12, 13, 14, some shit like that. Around that age range, I'm heavy into soccer. Like, I'm training every day. You know what I'm saying? That's what built me to be like an athlete, because I would train with my homie that was my neighbor every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? He would, you know what I'm saying, text me on Kick. If you know about Kick, you know about Kick. Text me on Kick. Yo, bro, come outside. We're going to go train first thing in the morning, 9 a.m. We're going to go do some juggling. We're going to do some touches. We're going to run around, build some stamina. And on top of that, we will go back home. We'll walk all the way over there, which was like a 25-minute walk to the park. Come back 25 minutes. We'll go there, train, come back 25 minutes. But we'll train for like 2 hours, don't get it twisted. But we'll come back for another 25-minute walk. It'll be hot as hell. It's the summer. And this is when I started to realize some shit about this shit. And I really understand this truly. So I really, you know what I'm saying, check this out. So we will go back and train. We'll be in a group chat with the homies, like a big group. Let's say 10 to 15 kids who play soccer around the way. We'll always go play World Cup or like go train more, go play like a big ass game and shit. Day in and day out, right? So I had this burning desire and this dedication to play soccer. I loved it. I wanted to be a soccer player for real. But then I started to really bust hella nuts. Like, I'm talking about nuts day in, day out. Like, this is what I did. I was like, you know what I'm saying? When you was a kid, you just discovered porn. Around this age, around the 6th grade, I just discovered this shit. So I'm busting nuts day in and day out. Just like a kid. Like, I didn't know no better. Like, I really didn't. But when I would bust these nuts, I did not have that same fire and desire to go play soccer. I did not have that same... I remember I used to skip days on soccer. And at one point, that was like weird to me. Like, I remember when I was really locked in, I never missed a day. It wasn't like what I did. But when I would bust 2 nuts, 3 nuts in a day, or a nut a day, or whatever the fuck, sometimes, more times than not, I was still going. But then there was days where I would skip soccer, where the homies would be like, yo, you coming to the soccer field? I'll be like, nah, bro, like, not today. I don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Just, I don't feel like it. I didn't have that burning desire to get to where I wanted to be within my soccer goals. That was the same thing I was feeling within boxing. But that was, you know what I'm saying? If I was 14 at the time, let's say I was 14, now I'm 19, I'm still thinking about the same shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm still thinking about this. Like, I love this sport, but like, what the fuck is happening? Like, why is people outperforming me? Why do I not have that same fire and desire that I normally had, right? While I was on retention, I was a beast in boxing. When I was on retention, especially as a kid, I didn't know no better about porn. I was nice at soccer, like really taking this shit to the next level where I wanted to be at. And I understand this thoroughly, right? This is where all of this just came in. It's because I was busting mad nuts. I know so many people, right? After reading this Outwitting the Devil book, I know so many people that it says, you know what I'm saying? People love what they do. They love what they do, right? And I understand this, that these people love what they do, but they end up giving up on what they do. But I'm like, why? This guy's been training for 4 or 5 years. Why did he give up on boxing? Why did this guy give up on whatever he was doing? You know what I'm saying? It's because of that. I promise you, it's because they bust mad nuts. And you might think I'm weird or stupid or whatever. But in the Outwitting the Devil book, I can't take it off because it's actually holding my fucking phone up. Trust my word. It says people start to drift off into different professions. So I understand that these people start to, like, it's like like 1 out of like a 1,000 person or some shit, or 1 out of every 10,000 person will stick on that one thing that he did. I drifted from soccer to basketball to boxing type shit. You know what I'm saying? I've done that because, you know what I'm saying, like, I kept busting hella nuts and I kept drifting from sport to sport because, I don't feel like playing soccer no more. I don't want to box no more. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, play basketball no more, whatever it was. Even though I love these sports, I can go hoop with the homies right now, go drop them the fuck off. Like, this is what I did and what I love to do. And boxing, like, I love sparring. I love to train. That's what I do with the homies anyways. But I've realized it takes your fucking fire and desire away from you. And if you don't believe me, I have proof right here. Check this out. Check me the fuck out. This is from the Think and Grow Rich book by Napoleon Hill. I want to open up your mind because I really understand it from these times that when I was a kid, where I like, let's say 1 month or a couple months, I'm feeling like, word, I love this sport. This is what I do, or you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. You have this burning desire. Those were times when I was on retention, and when I started to bust mad nuts, I lost that desire. Check this out. The emotion of sex is an irresistible force against which there can be no such opposition as an immovable body. When driven by this emotion, men become gifted with a superpower for action. So when I was on retention, especially when I was younger, that was my dream to be a soccer player. Like, you know what I'm saying? My dream wasn't to be a boxer, but when I was in that ring or when I was just sparring and I was training, I'm like, yo, like, I want to wake up tomorrow and just come and just do this shit again and again and again. Like, this is what I did. Until you get tired, until you lose motivation. Bitch, you're not losing motivation. You're losing your sexual energy. Let me dive deep into this so I can open your mind for real. This was mistakes that I had, that when I was a kid, I would have never quit soccer. I would have never stopped playing ball. You know what I'm saying? Especially soccer. That was my dream. I wanted to win the World Cup for Mexico. That was my dream as a kid. I had a whole plan in my mind to go to Mexico with my best friend that was my neighbor at the time, right? He was my neighbor at this time, and this gets really deep into me, like, for me, because I wanted to be a soccer player. I really did, but I never stuck to it. I really should have, because I was really getting nice. I was training with all of the nice high schoolers at this time. If I'm 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I'm training with everyone. Everyone I trained with, everyone I played with was older than me. There was already like sophomores, juniors in high school, so I was getting nice. I was physical as fuck. I remember I used to try to body dudes, all types of shit. Like, yo, I love this shit. But then I let it go because I drifted. This is what I want to open your mind to, that if you're a kid or whatever dream you have to stay 10 toes down on it. Listen. The emotion of sex is an irresistible force against which there can be no opposition as an immovable body. When driven by this emotion, men become gifted with a superpower for action, meaning you want to keep doing what you're doing. Even for YouTube, when I go on retention, I'm making these videos day in, day out. I'm going crazy. And then when I bust nuts or I'm having casual sex and shit, I don't have that same desire. You know what I'm saying? Not whether it's one nut or if I meet a shorty and I keep like fucking with her. It's like, it takes me off my grind. I'll keep it 1,000 with you. Like, you're not as focused and dialed into your goals. You're not. Trust me. Listen. Men become gifted with a superpower for action. Understand this truth and you'll catch the significance of the statement that sex transmutation will lift one to the status of a genius. Sex transmutation will lift one to the status of a genius. So I could even take it from when I'm on retention, right? A couple months ago, I remember I felt like I was the best, like, making the best videos of my life, like having true purpose within every video. And I try to make each video to have a purpose of knowledge that's going to open up your mind. I don't like making videos just to be like a dickhead just talking about, oh, this girl, woman attraction, yada, yada, yada. Like, I have those stories come in and day out. So sometimes I do share that. But it's like, at that time, I think it was October or December. No. It was like December or January where I was making videos and I started to grow. Bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm at like 4.3 right now. But like, at that point, let's say I was at 2K subscribers. I was dialed the fucking every fucking day. Every fucking day when I was locked in at that point. And those videos were the best videos I've ever made. Then I met a couple shorties. I had some hoes on my phone. Started linking up with some bitches. And that's when I got off my grind. It's just started to really get me off my grind. You know what I'm saying? It really does. Check this out too. So also, it would lift one to the status of a genius. Those were the best videos I was making. I was getting ideas day in and day out. But at that time, those ideas that I were getting were crazy. Like, next level, like, of a genius. I understand this shit now. Check this. This is going to open your mind to what I was talking about earlier. The emotion of sex contains the secret of creative ability. Not only just of like physical aspects of wanting to go play basketball all day or train all day or whatever you're doing. Not only there. Also, when you're just chilling, you get these thoughts in your mind of videos. I get these thoughts of when I'm in the shower. I just get these video ideas. I'm like, word, that's a fucking fire video idea. You know what I'm saying? You get these genius-like thoughts. Like, it really happens. I'm not lying to you. Listen. The emotion of sex contains the secret of creative ability. Destroy the sex glands. Meaning, destroy your balls, right? Let's say we cut off our balls. Look, whether in man or beast, you remove the major source of action. That's it. If you want to kill a man, you don't even gotta You don't even got to stab him in his heart. Cut off his balls. He has nothing to live for. He doesn't care about nothing. Nothing happens. There's no action within this man. That is where our testosterone comes from. You know what I'm saying? Our semen and from our balls. That's where we build testosterone. You cut off our balls. Look what happens. Or you already know that feeling of basically like cutting off your balls. Especially when I was a youngin'. I remember I used to nut like even 4 times out of the day. Like, bro, I didn't want to do shit but sleep. I didn't want nothing. I didn't care about nothing other than doing that. You know what I'm saying? You lose that burning desire to become great. I'm telling you this. I know this from experience from these sports. I gave up on my dream as a youngin'. You know what I'm saying? That hurts, bro. Like, I remember till this day, like, damn, like, sometimes when I do watch Mexico play, like, we suck right now. I ain't gonna lie. We never suck like the way we do right now. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen. But I was like, yo, I should go win these motherfuckers a World Cup, because that was my dream when I was a kid, bro. Real shit. But check this. Check this out. We already know that feeling of busting 3-4 times out of the day. You feel dead. You feel depleted, right? You don't, even with all this transgender shit and all this like kind of gay shit where people are just cutting off their dicks and shit. Like, you could be gay, just don't cut off your dick and your balls, because you're not really a woman. Like, you have to understand, if you do that, you're not gonna live with your purpose. You cut off your balls, that's where testosterone comes. I don't know why these people do this shit. Like, if I, weird, very weird thing right here. But if I were to be a woman, I would still like keep my balls, because I know I'm a man. Like, yo, this is where the energy and the burning desire to become, like, you know, something great is there. It's stored from within us. It's the seed. I'm telling you this. Check this out also. Destroy the sex glands, whether in man or beast, and you have removed the major source of action. I'm going to underline that. Action, bitch. Of wanting to go do something. Check this out. I had my little dog, right? You know what I'm saying? My little dog, we found little bruh when I was a youngin'. We found little bruh. My sister, my mom, I remember my mom screaming, yelling at, like, outside at some shit. It's like 6 in the morning. I'm like in the 6th or 7th grade. She's screaming, Nikki. I don't know why she's screaming Nikki. I wake up, I'm like, what the fuck going on? She's just screaming Nikki outside the window, and it's raining like a motherfucker. All I see is I look out the window. I see this little ass dog come up our hill at one point. I see this little ass dog. He come at us because we're screaming his name and it's pouring. And we brought out Ham outside because we used to feed this other dog named Max. He would come around the neighborhood. Max was a G. He'll go through all the neighborhoods, just asking, like, basically kind of asking for food. And he would come through us, and I will always give bro Ham and all types of shit. So we feeding this dog Nicky Ham, which is my dog, and we take him in. He's a little baby at this point. He's a youngin', like, he's a baby. You know what I'm saying? So we fed him. He's shivering. He's cold, everything. And we found this dog, basically. Long story short, we found this dog. And, like, let's say a year later, we get him neutered, right? From that point, when he was a little baby, you know what I'm saying? Each dog gets, like, they call it the zoomies, right? They call it zoomies, where he's running around. He's just, you know what I'm saying? He barking at every dog and shit like that. Like, he has that in him, right? Like, he had that all day, every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then we get him neutered. I kid you not. When we had that surgery, we got him neutered. He would just go home. So my fucking phone storage be blowing my shit, talking about, ooh, there's no storage. Bitch, there's storage, bro. I delete all my other videos. There's storage, bitch. Fucking make it happen. But basically, I was saying about how we got my dog neutered, right? So when we got him neutered, all he did for, like, I'm talking about a month straight. Like, a month straight, it was like he was depressed as fuck. Like, I swear. All he would do is go to the closet. We had a little bed set up for him, and he would just sleep there all day. All day. I'm telling you, like, he don't want to get up. You know what I'm saying? He'll only get up to go eat some food a little bit, come back, and just chill out. You know what I'm saying? And even to this day, you know what I'm saying? I see some sparks of energy out of him, but it's not like how it used to be. Not because, like, he's older now, but I just remember for these years on in, like, when I was living with him, you know what I'm saying? I was living out with my mom. She had the dog over there. Bro, he was just not the same. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's really real that once you cut off your balls or you keep ejaculating day in and day out, you don't have the urge to go do what you're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? So check this out too. It's another thing, right? Check this out. Destroy the sex glands, whether in man or beast, and you have removed the major source of action. For proof of this, observe what happens to any animal after it's been castrated, meaning after you neuter, little bro. Sex alteration takes out of the male, whether man or beast, all the fight that was in him. Sex alteration of the female has the same effect. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm not here to talk about women, but shit, if that's happening too, you getting dropped off, or you know what I'm saying, you busting nuts as a shorty, that shit's the same shit gonna happen to you. But check it out, bro. A bull becomes as docile as a cow, bro. Let me highlight that. A bull becomes as docile as a cow. What the fuck? If you compare a cow's there just like retarded, like it's slow. What does a cow do then, like, other than just eat grass all day? You see what I'm saying? A bull got that fight. He got that desire in him, bro. You cut off his balls, he's the same thing as a cow. There's nothing, he don't get mad at you, you know what I'm saying? You put that big ass red flag in front of him, he not even gonna get mad. He just gonna look at you like, I don't give a fuck about that flag, but shit, let him have his, like, you know what I'm saying? Let him have his balls. He gonna really look at that flag. He ready to kill you for that red flag for some reason. I don't know why a bull hates a red flag, but, you know what I'm saying? The shit that they do in Spain or whatever, but it's true. Like, you understand, this is what was happening in my own life when I'm realizing, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm having mad sex with the shorty every fucking weekend, bro, just going crazy. Then I go back and train. I don't even want to train that much. I don't even want to go there as much. I don't have that fight and desire to want to go really box like I once did when I was really in the lab on retention. Also, back when I was a kid, I'm playing soccer. I'm on retention. I discovered porn. From there, it was like, what the fuck? Like, I was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just draining my energy, not using it to become the best version of myself, right? And semen retention, I want you just to understand this one thing. Like, I'm going to keep making these videos on retention because I'm on my pathway to win and be on the come up to really win. And I just want to give you guys the information, the knowledge that I found that I know I needed in order to win. In order to be great in whatever you do, I don't care if you're a little nerd on the Microsoft desk or whatever the fuck you're doing, you have to be on retention. Like, to take it to the next level, you have to. There's a perfect example within athletes of Mike Tyson. He was screaming at this one reporter. He's like, dude, he like, yo, bro, you don't know what we go through as a fighter. This is the loneliest sport in the world. I haven't fucked my wife in 5 years. He had to sacrifice having sex with his wife, bro, for 5 years to be Iron Mike Tyson, the motherfucker who was the youngest world heavyweight champion in the world. If you want to be great, you have to sacrifice it. You have to. This is why semen retention will take you to the next level. Even within boxers and all sports, they always talk about holding on to your seed. It's essential for a boxer. I remember I was watching Rocky. I forgot what movie of Rocky was. And Rocky talking, he on the boxing bag, he punching it, he training, his trainer's right with him, right? And Rocky talking about, like, you know what I'm saying, I really like this girl and everything like that. And these two girls just come in, can we have a picture? Can we have a picture? And the dude just yells at the bitches, like, yo, get the fuck away, basically, right? He tells Rocky, woman weaken legs. Woman weaken legs. They take you off your goals, bro. They, like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, bro, you got to stay locked in. And once Rocky seen how serious, you know what I'm saying, his coach was, he was like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's true. You know what I'm saying? Not saying having a woman around you is all fucked up and shit like that. But if you want to be great, like in my aspect, in my part of life right now, I've sacrificed all the hoes. You have to do this. If you want to win, if you want to be a half-ass, regular-ass, okay-ass dude in whatever your profession is, cool. You can go do that. But I'll take it to the extreme. I would. I know I would, because I want to win. That's what I'm really coming down to is, if you want to win, you have to sacrifice women. You have to sacrifice this porn shit. You have to sacrifice your sexual urge if you want to win. I found all this information. I found it, so I know it, so I want to share it. So on my channel, all I really talk about is like really just winning, like ways to win, you know what I'm saying, mindset, all types of things, self-improvement. And heavily I've been on sexual semen retention because I've been finding the answers I need, and one of the number one answers is semen retention. In order to win, semen retention is the way to go if you really want to win. If you want to be a half-ass dude, okay, go have mad sex, go chase pussy, even though a lot of these guys even pay for pussy, which is crazy because that's so crazy to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? I'm making that sacrifice. I'm making that leap to understand that I have to sacrifice it. And I sacrifice my lust and my, you know, sexual desire for women and shit to become great. I understand it. I really do. Once you really swallow that pill, like, okay, I have to. Like, I really have to hold on to myself, like, really lock in, just stay in a room all day and just make videos or record or whatever you're doing to lock in on your goals. Once you realize that you need to do that, and that's the pill that you swallow, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So, I love y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? This was just like a mere observation of my life, and I understand that semen retention will really take you to the next level in which you need to be at, in which you want to be at, and you need to be at, because it's true. And if you really want to go to the next level, you need to be on retention. You have to hold your sexual energy. It's not something that you play with, because you got to understand, if you really want to be great, you have to sacrifice certain things. And I'll take that leap, you know. As a younger kid, you know, being outside in the club, a lot of that shit's influence, and sometimes it gets in my mind, but I'm like, nah, ain't none of that. I gotta stay 10 toes down. So I love y'all, bro. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, bro. I'm gonna leave my last video right here for you guys, so that if you missed up on that, go watch that one, because that's some game for your brain too. But all I really want to do is open your eyes to this shit. Like, I understand, like, the key and leeway to success and winning. I'm unfolding it after all of these fucking books that I read and all these videos and podcasts that I listen to. I'm unfolding the information and just bringing it to you. So if you want to win, hit that fucking subscribe button, real shit. If you guys want a one-on-one consultation with me, I'm gonna leave it in the description below.